News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Lisa Mateo.
Lisa, investors are dealing with some sobering facts this morning. Global stocks, including the S&P 500, are poised for their worst week in 7 months. Concerns over lofty artificial intelligence valuations continue to weigh on the market. Bloomberg's Valerie Teitel has more on yesterday's big turnaround.
We had a 4% slide in the NASDAQ in an hour and 40 minutes. I mean, you don't see steep reversals like this very often. It was one of the biggest intraday swings we've seen in the NASDAQ since COVID, the second biggest since the price fluctuations we saw back in April 2020. We even saw stocks, obviously NVIDIA, the reversal in NVIDIA was leading that, but we also saw big reversals in some other chip names. Only 12 stocks in the NASDAQ yesterday ended in the green. The remainder were in the red.
Bloomberg's Valerie Teitel says that huge reversal wiped away $2.7 trillion from the S&P 500.
Well, it was also quite a reversal for NVIDIA yesterday, Nathan. At one point, the chip giant was up 5%, only to close the day more than 3% lower. And one famed investor decided to scoop up shares. Yes, Kathy Wood bought NVIDIA yesterday for the first time since August. Her ARK Innovation ETF brought more than 93,000 shares on Thursday. Right now, NVIDIA shares are down more than 1.5%.
Well, Lisa, the sell-off in stocks has not been nearly as dramatic as that of cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin has shed about 23% of its value this month. At one point, the world's largest digital token slipped below the 82,000 level. Right now, it's at about 82,800. Institutions appear reluctant to buy the dip. A group of a dozen U.S.-listed Bitcoin exchange-traded funds saw $903 million in net outflows yesterday. That was the second largest single-day redemption since Bitcoin ETFs debuted in January of last year.
Well, adding to market angst this morning, Nathan, persistent uncertainty over whether the Fed will cut interest rates next month. Right now, traders are pricing in a 30% chance. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the Fed should keep cutting.
I think there are a lot of signals coming from the Fed, and some of them are very confusing. They said that they don't have data, and traditionally, if you don't have data, if you're flying blind, they've cut twice, and they said that they're insurance cuts. So I would have thought that they would want to take out a third cut. We don't know where things are. We've been cutting, and we should finish the cutting cycle.
Bessent made the comments on Fox Business. Meanwhile, Philadelphia Fed President Anna Paulson says she's taking a measured approach to the next policy gathering.
I am approaching the December FOMC meeting cautiously. On the margin, I'm still a little more worried about the labor market than I am about inflation, but I expect to learn a lot between now and the December meeting.
Philadelphia Fed President Anna Paulson made the remarks at the Reserve Bank's 80th annual field meeting capstone in Philadelphia. And Fed Governor Michael Barr says the central bank needs to proceed with caution in considering additional interest rate cuts due to inflation still at around 3%.
In Asia, Lisa, Japan has approved its largest round of extra spending since the pandemic. The total package is valued at more than $117 billion. It has measures aimed at price relief, including cutting the gasoline tax and raising Japan's tax-free income threshold.
Turning to politics now, Nathan, President Trump will host New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani at the White House, even though the president incorrectly refers to him as a communist. Bloomberg's Amy Morris reports from Washington.
Mamdani has an agenda for his long-awaited meeting with President Trump.
I have many disagreements with the president, and I believe that we should be relentless and pursue all avenues and all meetings that could make our city affordable for every single New Yorker.
New York Republican Congressman Andrew Garbarino tells Balance of Power the president needs to flex his muscle.
I hope the president makes clear to the mayor that his past anti-police rhetoric, he can't act this way as mayor. And if he does anything that makes New York less safe, the president has my support in doing what he needs to do and making sure it stays safe.
The meeting comes after the Trump administration reviewed canceling or suspending funds that benefit New York City. In Washington, Amy Morris, Bloomberg Radio.
Amy, thanks. Now to another political story getting attention in Washington. President Trump is calling for sedition trials for a group of Democratic lawmakers who posted this video online.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear.
you can refuse illegal orders.
The video was organized by Michigan Senator and former CIA analyst Alyssa Slotkin. The other Democrats in the video are also former military and intelligence officers. In a series of social media posts, President Trump said the lawmakers should be arrested and put on trial. In one post, he called it seditious behavior punishable by death. That's drawn an angry reaction from House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
We had patriotic members of the House and the Senate have their lives threatened by Donald Trump in the most unhinged, unacceptable, unconscionable, and un-American way.
Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says he's discussed lawmakers' security with the House Sergeant-at-Arms and Capitol Police after the president's posts. House Speaker Mike Johnson is defending the president.
Sometimes he uses heated rhetoric, okay? But do any of you agree that that's appropriate, that they should be telling young members of the military to defy orders? You should think about the implications of that. The president's trying to make a point. I think he made the point.
Speaker Mike Johnson says members of Congress should not be telling troops to disobey orders. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
I'm Lisa Mateo, and this is Bloomberg.